Okay, so now I'm just having fun with Loop Hero. I've pretty much beaten the game. I beat Act 4, I got an infinite loop, I have all the supplies I could ever want, and I feel like most people would just put the game down at this point. But what I want to do is I want to have crazy deck builds, I want to have crazy runs, I just want to push this game to its limits and do all kinds of fun and crazy things, because now I get to live out whatever loop power fantasy I want to achieve. That's kind of what I'm going to be showing off in this video. So let's see what happens if we just run this all the way down. I want to get rivers going over here, deserts going over here. A lot of people love the Necromancer. I did a poll on my channel comments, and people are like, yo, Necromancer's best. Rogue, a lot of people have like crazy attack speed builds. But I want to see what I can do with a warrior this time around. See how that ends up going. Want to make sure I'm not screwing up instead of putting commentary, because that's one thing that can happen. I just get too caught up with talking about the game, and then I end up making bad decisions. Like, I haven't upgraded any of my gear in quite some time, so that's what I mean by just having fun right now. So yeah, we can get back to this, see what happens. Storm Temple, I don't think I need to drop a second one just yet. 2 bandits, those guys are going to be fun since we're in Act 4. Put down some sand dunes over here, and I want to kind of like group a lot of really crazy stuff near the entrance so I can have those archers help me out in the early game. That's pretty much where we are right now. I got so many supplies from my infinite loop shenanigans. Ooh, don't need that actually. Article of Protection, I really like getting that. I've gotten so many supplies that I can just be unkillable in the early game, and that effectively lets me do whatever I want, and then we just snowball that into more whatever I want. So I wonder how many loops I can go, you know? Does this just carry me into like 50, 60 loops before the game starts getting tricky, or can I just have like complete mastery from the beginning? Because I've got the mirrors. These bookie boys, they don't matter to me. I want to get a village down here though, so I can do the Count's lands, but that doesn't seem to be happening just yet. Do have a lot of cards. Do have a lot of things going on with this deck. I don't want Count's lands over here because I want to destroy these with the fields and have the barren fields, because those seem kind of cool. Vampire Mansion. I guess we can set up something else here. So start planning on a future one. Storm Temple. Guess we can put that over here because that doesn't really get in the way of too much, and it sets up for a lot of destruction. That's another cool thing about the Storm Temple, that I just have all this magic reflect going on. So we get to hopefully start farming the good items and start getting a lot of cards. And that's where this game really starts to take off. Battlefield. Boom, we put that there. We get more of these reeds going because I think that's a fun thing to do. I've been kind of putting thickets inside here because then that lets me do the blood groves and big sand dunes on the side, so we can lower the opponent's health since the warrior doesn't really do too much damage. I think we're in a pretty good spot right now, so let's keep on going. Also, if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll show the deck and the supplies and all that fun stuff. I just got into this run, and I'm like, ooh, things are going really well. I might just show off a video. Like, I'm not quite done with this game because this tickles my gamingness in a really fun and awesome way. Like, this is why I play Minecraft mod packs. This is why I love theory crafting and League of Legends. This is why I just play Pokemon and come up with alt teams and crazy strategies and stuff. I just want to break games. I feel like we're at a pretty good game-breaking position. Perfect village there. Ransacked village. Ghouls with the books and the mages. Get to farm that for a couple turns. Get the Count's lands, and then everything is going to be nice. I'm wondering how far I'm going to push these reeds, though, because I could put them and make an oasis, but I don't think that's necessary with what I'm going for. And we are just wrecking fools. So I also don't know how many Count's lands I want, how many Vampire Mansions to push. Probably a good amount, though. Because then we get a lot of quests, and then we get a lot of better items, and that's pretty nice. Waiting to get these suburbs stacked out, and the Lich is no problem. Because, once again, infinite magic reflect. So even if I'm doing no damage, evasion, hit him for 30. Oh, what's that? The Storm Temple. Yeah. We're just healing off the Lich, so that's going to be free stuff. Free low. We can effectively out-tank all the other bosses as well. And then I just want to gear up as much as possible. Damage increased by 20% of defense value. That's actually pretty good. I don't want to waste second thoughts yet. Like, what I want is a thing that whenever I consume a potion, I get damage, but I mean, Dominant Mass is effectively better than that at this point, I think, even though we can stack the bottles, but I'm not using bottles because I'm so stacked right now. So, tell me how you guys feel about this video. This is kind of a different style of video, not necessarily a guide, but me just having fun with Loop Hero, so it is going to have a bit of different formatting. If you just want to hear me talk about this game as I play through this game for however long I end up doing it, cool. And that's the content we're going to be putting out, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But we're just having nice, chill time. It also kind of goes back to just like, you know, story time when I'm in a Pokemon stream, story time when I'm just kind of setting up some kind of Let's Play or whatnot, but not like life story time. This is just Loop Hero story time because we're all having fun right now. Even though, like I said, there's a lot of different ways that I've been seeing people comment about the game and doing things, but I like these alt strats I'm coming up with. It does go back to what I'm just a fan of when it comes to making content and playing games, that going against the grain, I feel, is a lot more fun and rewarding, and you find things that are just much more successful. Like, I was looking up Reddit posts, and some people were like, how do you even play this game? It's hard. Like, how do you guys do any of this stuff? I'm like, well, I just ran a really light deck to kind of adjust myself into it, and then I started picking up, and then all these people are like, no, you need a million things, or else you're not playing it right. Nah, you can kind of go at your own pace and still have a good amount of fun. I don't know what Grove there is going to do. Battlefield can start overlapping. I think we can live with a couple of blood clots. Hopefully we can live with a couple of blood clots. Yeah, everything is looking pretty nice. So people are kind of weird about this game and a little gatekeepy on the guides and how it's supposed to be played, but you know, I think you just kind of get into your own style and you have a lot of fun doing stuff like that. So that's going to give us all kinds of good spawns over here. We needed that. Oh, we got a village. Village and suburbs look kind of similar, but that's fine. We need wheat fields. Also, we need oblivions, because I need oblivion that, put the wheat fields, get the scarecrows, get extra spawns going on over there. We do have some blood groves. Managing this while doing commentary, like I said, little spicy. Bandits are annoying. Have to blow those guys up at some point. That's a pretty good Storm Temple placement. And I think I'm just going to run the river along the bottom, place some thickets, get all of this with the suburbs, and then just put all the other desert stuff over here. Also, we can keep putting this inside, and then that sets up for blood groves as well, just giving us a little bit of extra attack speed. We're playing a pretty counter-heavy game right now. I also feel like with the shield that I picked, the Article of Protection, that means we're probably not going to be doing the healing potions too often. So that's a little unfortunate for like the damage buff, but we're still in a pretty good spot. So yeah, we'll run that across. That'll eventually cap out. That's fine. I was also thinking about maybe using the deserts here, and then that way we can get a couple of oases, and slowing down the opponents probably pretty decent. That'll only knock off a couple of attack speed, but if we're lowering all their health too, it starts to get pretty significant. So I like that. Another vampire mansion over here. If things get too ugly, we can maybe just kind of blast out of that. Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking where this build is going so far. Got a ton of fishmen, which is good, because we just need to keep farming. And we just keep on farming, so I think this is a good place to stop the commentary. You guys kind of have an idea, so I'll just pop in every couple of loops like, oh yeah, check out how crazy this has gotten now. Card sharp, don't care. We'll eventually get 75% evade. Like if we make it to a very high loop level, we'll just have like one item give us all the evasion chance. Card sharp though, that lasts forever. So we'll probably see the somersault, honestly, at some other point. So yep, nice little 10 minutes. Like, I love this game too, just the way that it eats up time. It's a fun game. Like, if you just like these roguelites and you just like building things, this is definitely spicy. This is definitely a good game. Okay, so things are starting to pick up, and yeah, the loops have so many enemies, it just takes like minutes per loop at this point, so it's kind of hard to really show... Well, I mean, like, we're making significant progress every loop, but we're not going super far ahead in the game. So this could be a loop that takes all day, and that would be pretty cool. So this is effectively what the second boss fight looks like when you're a super tanky warrior instead of just like using necromancer cheese or maybe trying to get away with it on the rogue. But I'm actually doing a lot more damage than I was expecting, which is pretty cool. And that shield isn't even getting knocked off. And the hope and the plan is that we eventually just have so many dunes lined up that even in very, very, very high level loops, the enemies don't scale that well, and we're going to be in a pretty good spot. Things are starting to get hectic. I need some Oblivions. Hopefully my next level up gives me the Ignorance is Bliss, so I can just kind of wipe out things that are now kind of problematic. We're still farming items, which is another nice little side effect going on. But this is effectively what it's looking like right now, and I'm happy with the results. So we're going to keep up with that. Okay, so we got our Blissful Ignorance, but kinda late and kinda weird. However, we do need to just get rid of as many of the Lich Towers as possible, so that lets us get this last little bit of the suburbs going. Also frees up some space in there. I messed up, I put a grove there when there needed to be a village, and yeah, that was kind of it. I wanted the card, and then it's like, I guess I don't want to get rid of the bookeries though, because even though it's good for card draw, well, that's already set up and doing its thing for me. So that's pretty nice. I don't want to destroy any more villages because we have our overgrown fields over here. So if something... Actually, yeah, we can Oblivion that because that's just like wasted points at that point. So yeah, I think that got us all caught up. Now we're going to see how it goes. What I'm really interested in seeing is what happens with the blood golems. Like, that might be a pretty spicy spot at some point. So let me just show you guys where I stand, how much I'm wrecking fools at this point. It's looking pretty good. If you ask me, that's our last suburbs. Now it's pretty much just dunes on the rest of the map, and we should have like enough base health and these items coming in to where we can make up for any kind of amount that we're behind. And we just kill things and get absurd amounts of points. I'm like, do I want the bookery here? Because yeah, then that... No, there's a bookery there, so I want the blood grove. I want blood grove in this corner. Don't know what we're putting there just yet. All the other bookeries seem to be kind of set up. Maybe one in this corner. Spider cocoon here just to kind of pad out where things are spawning. And it's kind of gotten to the point where now we're getting really disorganized, but that's okay. We get a village, make some more counts lands, and we're keeping up what seems to be pretty well. I haven't really drank a potion, even though it's like we're losing health and we might take a couple hundred hit points at a time. We got thousands, and we're also healing insane amounts from the counts land. So I think we are still at a pretty good point at this time. And I believe we are now stacked. I don't think there's really any room for anything else except for the sand dunes, so we just kind of need to wait for those to roll over. I've got a couple bookeries in play that still need to be like taken out and turned into abandoned ones, so we got a lot of card draw, we got a lot of counts lands, we got a lot of vampire mages, we got a lot of everything going on right now. Boom, there's a sand dune. It's kind of slow going, but we're also getting like 1,000,000 cards per fight. After this one, I'm just going to pause it and show you guys. I don't think I can really put anything anywhere else. Again, it might not be the most optimized thing ever. Yeah, like everything's kind of taken over. Same thing on the corner ones. So I could probably have like, again, optimized it a little better. But when you're trying to plan that far ahead, for depending on RNG card draws, I don't think it matters at that point. We're getting absurd, just ludicrous amounts of gear. I did kind of mess up with the storm temples, and I did create some like burned lands, so I don't know what we're going to do about those, but it did create some hungry groves, so that's kind of neat. We're at minus 37% total health. Actually, I honestly feel like at some point it's just better to like Oblivion these, because 2 experience when I need 17,000 doesn't really matter, so then we can just start filling those in with more dunes. And I mean, at minus 70-80%, even at loop 1,000, it's never going to scale. Do I want to continue this for 1,000? Probably not, but still kind of cool. Treasure Hunter, 5% chance for a chest. Sure, why not? Like, we already have enough battlefields, but extra loot is always fun. Another village that we don't need to put down. My only kind of concern is that it's looking a little weird on the loops because we have the armory placed down, so we are losing out on stat. I also wonder, like, at what point do I just get like a max evasion helmet, just plus 75%, destroy the armory, and then start getting good gear again? So like once we get the best helmet to a degree, we don't have to worry about it anymore. Also retaliation damage. Fortunately, the enemies are not scaling super hard. It's actually 30 retaliation, 1/5 their health. Pretty good at this time. Got another Oblivion. Kind of need to figure out what we're going to be doing with it. Oh, misclick that. Kind of need to figure out what we're going to be doing with those, but at current, I like this idea. And also maybe kind of like filling in, like destroying things so I could place more vampire mansions. But I don't think we actually need too much of anything else right now. We just grinding. That's defense. That's pretty good. Haven't upgraded a lot of gear in a while. That's what I mean, like, taking so long to do loops that we just kind of get low-level stuff for like 10 minutes, complete a loop, and then we're able to kind of like get small gear upgrades. But a lot of our accounts lands just kind of rolled over, so those are coming in. We're getting some quests. But as it stands, like, we're still slapping things. Like, I haven't had to use 10 potions in a lap that starts making me concerned or anything. And I think maybe it's that we're not like spotting the highest of level enemies from like the craziest combos, so we're not getting ridiculously good gear, but that's what the Count's Lands are for. We do all those quests, and then we can still get like full rounds as we go. So that's my little pop-in. We'll see how this happens. We're about to face God. It'd be funny if we get wiped somehow, but I think we're in a good spot. Wow, I think this is actually the easiest boss fight except for the Lich. Nice. Well, that was quick. I thought there'd be problems, but there were less than none. The game just got very spicy. I got an Ancestral Crypt. Man, I want to place it down because I don't think the hit point bonus from armor really matters. If we like drop down desert, we only lose 200 health from like the whole creatures losing health thing. So I think this is going to make the game even crazier. You can put it in this corner. I don't think it's going to bother anything. Or you can put it in that corner. So, yeah, we lost like no health for that. And now we only have health to gain. Pretty cool. Do I want to put this Oblivion anywhere fancy and then like put something else down? No, I think we're just going to be good doing this. Because again, experience isn't really scaling too well. And now that I kill things, I'm getting like crazy amounts of hit points. It's mostly also from my supplies where I get like hit points per completed resource. And I think that's offsetting dunes enough to where, yeah, we can just go like minus 99% and hopefully see what happens. I wonder at what point I bite off more than I can chew. Because right now, even though it's all like scrunchy looking, we're at 95% less hit points, and that's making my health look a little scared. I thought there might have been some cheese where it's like my base hit points aren't affected or some kind of like extra additive hit point bonus doesn't really matter. Like let's say I play this down and then deducts my hit points by that amount, but then like it just adds 3 every time I kill something. No, I'm not sure that's happening, so it's making things kind of weird. Also, we just got a random level 26 hat. That's kind of nuts. But also, since we have low hit points, we're drinking potions kind of regularly. So I'm also scaling my attack as I'm reducing their hit points by a crazy amount. But I'm wondering, like, what happens at 99%? Do I just get one shot? If I make it to 100%, does everyone die, including me? What starts to happen? That's where it gets weird. I'm not quite sure what's happening, but I don't like it. We made it to minus 99%. And for some reason, these dudes aren't taking... They have 8 hit points. We're dealing 4. They heal it back? Nimble ignores damage to all. Okay, that kind of makes sense because I have a lot of all damage. Can't be damaged more than 30% of its maximum hit points in a single attack. There's your problem. So... these things are actually... Wow. So apparently when you make it to 99%, the groves just kind of become a little too powerful on those rat wolves. And there's kind of no way of getting around it except for a blood grove. There's only so many tiles we can put those down on, so... Yeah, that should be affected by blood grove. That should be affected. It can't take more than 30% though, so that means we have to hit like 3 times before it heals, before the blood grove comes back. We might be in trouble. However, if we Oblivion this, and then we put down the final Dune, hilarity might ensue. So we're just going to see if this just, if we int, if it caps at 99%. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. And I kind of want to get there. And also, this is where yep, that's what I mean. This is where we get into problems when it has shields, and we can't beat through the shields, and then we just die. Wow, I'm going to be so disappointed if I don't even make it to minus 100%. The potions aren't healing us fast enough, and game over. Wait, we get 1 resurrection. Okay. And then we just die. Yeah, they get so much shield. And we had potions. The game was not ready for that. Okay, so groves end up being out of the question in a weird kind of way. We lost some stuff, but we have infinite. I'm just kind of mad. I'm like, oh, I wanted some of those things. Huh. Apparently, that's how it ends. Oh yeah, I got so bummed out on wrecking myself I didn't show you guys my supplies and all that crazy stuff. So once again, you could probably glean what's in the deck just from what I played. That's it. Would I do things differently? I honestly don't know. I guess like no grove allowed if you're going to be doing that run with like tons of sand dunes. The forests into like the blood grove kind of worked and can still work without running the grove, so I could do something like that if I wanted to. Suburbs did help in the beginning of the game. So yeah, I think that's kind of it. Maybe try to do like an all Storm Temple run or something. So still worked out. Got a little messy. It's hard to manage when you're doing so many different things like that. So let's go and check the supply. And this was like a big thing I thought was going to help me out. Like, oh, the antique shelf is not going to apply to the sand dunes because like my supplies overwrite that or something. Didn't. Had a million alchemist shelf, but apparently it just gets to the point where if you're getting 4-shot, you don't get to heal up enough. Tons of herbalist sickles as well. So you can kind of see everything right there. I want more hammers. I'm not getting enough luck with like rolling or finding hammers. Just start out with like 50 defense and have fun. Plus 16 vampirism. I think that whole like count's chair is mad overrated. Plus 22 potions healing power. Getting like a third of our health, which was pretty good. Max hit points. Yeah, plus 52 max hit points for every point of defense the hero has. That was also pretty nice. So I mean, we got good stuff. And go back to the supply. I like the food. Extra health. Like, pretty much the idea was make yourself invincible early on and then call it GG from there. Thinking about, like, what I could do here now that we have some extra jewelry slots. I haven't really used up everything. Trying to find more rare items, trying to get all the bonuses, but really just comes down to, like, hammers. We even had, like, the Skinner's Knife. Skinner's Knife doesn't bypass the Rat Wolf passive either. It's like, oh, he only has 8 health. Let's just do 20. Boom. Nope. So there's like some weird stuff going on, but overall, I think it's fun. Just like start off really heavy and just kind of carry the game from there. As for alchemy, I think we're still doing pretty well if we need to get some extra resources. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.